kwajo show so.
Breaking news to be ebesense wiem enra nwumre na ye twa ye checks 1 or 2 bi a confirm area ma ye betimi a confirm say US Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement enra omu detainee former finance minister of Ghana Ken Ofori Atta. Hey, we breaking news kese pa o. Let's just say I see enra omutimi eche no I detainee no what you say I na ye intercepted document bi edienti anenra ye detainee Ken Ofori Atta busiafo ensem no nyina ha na abenya no Franklin Kujo akasa breaking news ni ba ya ana Adam senanu oye co-chair Citizens Movement Against Corruption ononso akasa. They say you will enjoy this episode right here on Sokatwa Show Nana Jantua team pacho oba click subscribe button na amabi we are bell notification icon no what turn on so be am drop video na once ebeka wo hwenya be like no leave a comment in the comment section afi oba share for so anya bi ahwe pacho manya person nkunya Steve Zamdoni of course of Love FM and Inshira FM. The only say apart from this channel, we have another channel running to Pampasu Media. Mapacho koho na ko subscribe channel no because Pam Dr. Samuel Kwajo Jantua and my good self content ni nyina etwagu on ma enye asem ketwa. Yemra nsem enra nwumre ana bibi besense wiem na said the medical to dwa na ye twen aye 1 or 2 confirmation bi abusuafo anyaba Ken Ofori Atta enra US Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement omo detainee papa no na document ye intercepted from the lawyers nature say detainee omo detaining with regards to the status or the state status in America minim de almost say regards to the validity of the stay in America ebia no person okope extension bi na akwatwetwe nsem no nyina ba na the asset twetwe nkofo aso ye in the letter na my intercept no omo anka OSP ene Ghana ban anase Ghana ye issue a ye ne Ken Ofori Atta why person extraditing man ba Ghana hanim say but obi be say issues there issue ba ko bet mu kwatwetwe nsem bibriba but the big story yeah and it say Ken Ofori Atta omo detain no e wo America abusiafo na no breaking news ni ba na TV3 afed o cancel no way the program na Franklin Kujo e wo so na mijano kwa kotie Franklin Kujo ne afed o cancel how they reported the issue na no ana Franklin Kujo HM say Ken Ofori Atta ono ana de ne ho aba wo da no say ko ba ono woni na anya dwen da say the lawyers ne mpanyimfo wo no nchen etu ni fosesema oma o se no say ko ono ana ni pem na oba se si a wanfa opema ma America ya detain wi ekwatwetwe nsem bebre e de aba afeni e beka say papa we krampo no back home Ghana binding we issue on person mo extracting ko Ghana nam see nto o se e betwetwe nsem bebre aba. Enjoy this one how TV3 reported it and of course Franklin Kujo angle on also the real discussion in
just coming through breaking news right now, and this is with regards to Kenneth Nanaya Kuntunkununko Ofori Atta, the former finance minister of the Republic of Ghana. And Mr. Kujo, we're talking about oral, and this news has just hit us right now. And we're going to put a statement from his lawyers on the screen. That is Menka Premo, Osebonsu, Bruce, Kathleen, and partners. They say, the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, as of yesterday, detained the former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Ofori Atta, regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. His U.S. legal team is in contact with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement and expects the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Mr. Ofori Atta has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the United States legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method is common. The public is therefore advised to note that Mr. Ken Ofori Atta, as a law-abiding person, is fully cooperating with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement to have his issue resolved. And this is coming from his lawyers in Ghana. So I'm just going to go through it. This is a statement we got officially from his lawyers communicating what has happened regarding his stay in the United States. So the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as of yesterday, they have detained the former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Ofori regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. His U.S. legal team is in contact with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they expect the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Kenneth Ofori has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method is common. The public is therefore advised to note that Mr. Kenneth Ofori, as a law-abiding person, is fully cooperating with the ICE, that's the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to have this issue resolved. So this is the latest coming through, the breaking news right now here on Ghana Tonight. And look, a number of you had referenced a particular publication, but we sought to authenticate it by first hearing from his lawyer. So this is a statement officially communicating what's happened to Kenneth Ofori right now from his lawyers here in Ghana. Well, Mr. Kujo, this is it. This is the latest. And we're talking about oral. He's a subject of oral as well, a number of cases as well that been looked into. And this is what's happened right now. Mr. Kujo.
This is a good thing, but you see, again, this is the problem I have with my good friend Kenneth Ofori. He's brought all of this onto himself. He should, once I speaks you up, right, and then detains you, your case now becomes a very, you're fighting your problem, because right now, ICE is treating you as some sort of a criminal, right? Like you probably will stay your visa, you're not going to apply. And in the process of applying, they'll say, you are facing some issues back home. They'll bangle you and throw you back here. He better prays that his lawyers are up to the game, because Trump don't play. They don't play. Once they say you are cited for criminal issues in Ghana, your problems have multiplied by several fold. And I think I blame his lawyers. They badly advised him. Everybody who spoke on his behalf was badly advising him. He should have come to Ghana long ago, rather than being detained by ICE. ICE would make you like you tell him to. I mean, I don't think it's a good reputation he wants to get for himself out there. I thought it's really awful. It's really bad. And to the credit of the OSP, by the way, if the OSP had not done all these publications and all of that, why was ICE interested in him? Have you asked the question?
Well, the communication from his lawyers say that this was with regards to his period of validity, the period of validity of his visa.
Yeah, but you see,
and well, they didn't make any mention of the extradition request and so on. Yes.
Yeah, but Alfred, it's simple. Let's say the probability of ICE actually picking on Ofori may be negligible, right? We probably don't 0.001. But you see,
right,
there are many Ghanaians who may have been picked up or not at all. How come he alone has been picked up because he's detained because of was it because he was applying for an extension? Maybe that's what probably necessitated this particular situation. But ICE picking you or detaining you is a really bad situation. I mean, if you look at what ICE has been doing over the last couple of months, it's not a reputation you want to have for yourself. He better pray that his lawyers are up to the game. Otherwise, he's coming home on the next flight.
And in fact, if you look at the second paragraph of his lawyer's statement, they say that he has a pending petition for adjustment of his status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method, they say, is common. But then that's the point you make, that if this is common, then why is he having to face this? Then it brings up a matter of interest in there, is it not?
Exactly, and it's a subject of interest right now, because questions are asked, why are you actually extending your visa? Go home. You are a big man. What's the problem? Why are you staying in America? Unless you are sick, Then they start going to the whole case. Okay, why do you want to extend your stay? What's happening to you? They say, oh, I'm being persecuted. Who is persecuting you? Why not chase you? They say, come and face charges in Ghana. They've gone to bangle somebody from Venezuela and brought to for crimes, and you are going to seek what I said. He better praise, really. And I said his lawyers have been one of the most disappointing people. Look at what they are doing now. They are dealing with ICE right now. It's so disgraceful. They better pray that they don't bangle him and bring him to Ghana the way he would never have wished. I pray that nothing bad happens to him. But seriously speaking, if ICE detains you, Charlie, I don't know what to say, but look, Ofori should have come to Ghana quietly and face these charges, and just go on peacefully. Unfortunately, Charlie, ICE is ICE. Once they get you, anyway. I'm not gloating. I'm not happy. I'm only disappointed that Ofori decided to be a coward, a brave coward, and didn't come home to come and face charges. Why? You should come home and face everybody. The people you work with in Ghana, most of them are facing the charges quietly, nicely, and they are even your subordinates. Why are you claiming that people are persecuting you? Who is persecuting you in Ghana? And now you are the subject of ICE. I pray that nothing happens to you. The way he doesn't want. But his lawyers have been the most disappointing, extremely disappointing, especially those who politicize the whole matter. Made it look as if the government is after him. The government is not after the Ofori. The government is after Ofori to come and answer questions. And I think it is legitimate that he should have done that. Everybody who egged him on, oh, don't come, please. You did a great disservice to him. Now eyes are chilling. Well, let's pray for good. It's disappointing, really.
And I thank you very much for joining us, Franklin Kujo. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Franklin Kujo is the founding president of policy think tank Imani Africa there. So if you just joined us, this is the breaking news that we've been talking about. The United States, and this is the statement that we got from Ken Ofori lawyers here in Ghana. That is Menka Premo Osebon Subrusk, Cutling and Partners. And we're going to put that statement on the screen again for those of you who just joined us. It said the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that's ICE. That's what you hear Franklin Kujo talk about, ICE mobile and all of that. He says that the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, as of yesterday, detained the former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Ofori, regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. His U.S. legal team is in contact with ICE and expects the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Mr. Ofori has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method is common. The public is therefore advised to note that Mr. Ken Ofori, as a law-abiding person, is fully cooperating with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement to have this issue resolved. This is signed by Justice Kosime Menka Esquire, and that's for and on behalf of Menka Premo Osebon, Bruce, Kathleen, and Partners. So this is fresh on the plate, coming through right now here on Ghana Tonight. This is the development with Kenneth Ofori in the United States. Well, that's Franklin Kujo draws a nexus between what is happening right now and then also what is happening here in Ghana regarding the extradition request and all the investigations around Ken Ofori and some of the matters that he's been involved in. But this letter from his lawyers don't state that. But clearly, Franklin believes that this cannot be two disjoint events not having any bearing or correlation. But it's one that, you know what, we're going to stay the steam on. Look, we'll see how the coming days will be on this, to the extent that this letter says it's a common method. But then again, it's not playing out as common as we're seeing right now. We'll see how things play out in the coming days on this matter. But this is one that is coming through right now here on Ghana Tonight. This is the breaking news that we've been sinking our teeth into. Stay with us. Coming up next, the New Patriotic Party says it.
Now, Ken Ofori conversation in a link to corruption fights by this government. Unim say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, yes, when in 7th January 2025, no, what a oral Operation Recover All Loot. Ain. Enti, na Ghana for bebree adwen eda so, and as Ghana for bebree ni da so, say oral there. In fact, e be chase omo dwieska, omo diska, omo ye corrupt. Them say afiba kuni ehye dem who actually from oral in terms of prosecution. No, ana Adam Senanu, co-chair of Ghana's or Citizens Movement against corruption, co-chair Citizens Movement against corruption. What's it? Abawi was show commitment in the fight against corruption. I'm Adam said I say Abawi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene na Abawi name about community be say or must show commitment against corruption fight, no. And I say against corruption. It's when it comes to the fight against corruption, and this particular government has show some level of commitment. Now, I didn't know who is about we show commitment. Young Gunim Koti Adam Sananu on the same program to this free.
And the quite substantive one. Following the oral was number one. Investigate, prosecute, recover. Even though in that instance the prosecution and recovery hasn't transpired the way we expect it to, so that's something to be looked at. There's also supporting the AGs, the Attorney General, to apply the surcharge rules and make sure it is working. That has been going on. There's also the issue of looking at a review of the, I think, assets declaration. There's also the issue of engaging the judiciary on a specialized court, which has happened. So as I went through, there were about 6 out of those 15 that have also seen some traction in the first year. I think the 2 or 3 things that for me are very critical. First of all, for the first time, we've had a special advisor and unit on anti-corruption to the president. And that office has been at the forefront of leading us to develop the National Anti-Corruption and Ethics Strategy, which should be rolled out this first quarter of this year. That has been significant because a lot of effort went into that in the last 6 months of 2025. Again, when the president, for example, in spite of the hue and whatever by Parliament and whatnot, said no, the office of the Special Prosecutor is too young. It's not. We are not at the point where we should be talking about scrapping it. That showed leadership. It showed a leader who understands that we expect our politicians to be accountable, and that office was established particularly to hold the politicians accountable. So if they're the first to say let's scrap it, that actually is in bad faith. So I would say that there's every indication of a strong commitment to good governance and anti-corruption.
I see, and also on the anti-corruption bit that you ended on, you heard Arise Ghana. They talk about oral, and that they've been engaging citizens, testing the pulse of citizens. Citizens are losing confidence in terms of how speedy the trials are going and how oral is working for that matter. He's not the only one who's expressed this sentiment. Now, would you agree with that, especially taking into consideration the promise of oral and how it hit the ground running with the preparatory team? The expectation was that at least within the 1 year, 1 or 2 persons who were named in there would have been either asked to some monies retrieved or even incarcerated for the said acts of corruption that they were tagged with. Would you agree?
Well, I think your question was more of an assessment of the president. If you say, if you had looked at it at the level of the government or at the level of the attorney general, then I'll have other things to say. But at the level of the president, I'm saying that what were the commitments? The anti-corruption part had 15 indicators. Oral is just one. In fact, it's the first one in that list, if I remember correctly. But it's 1 out of 15. But we cannot pick that one and make that become the overwhelming or overarching indicator of everything. And even in that one, was oral established? Yes. The citizens respond? Yes. Were cases collected? Yes. Where has the gap been? It's really about the completion of investigations. The cases are sent to court for prosecution and recovery. And that's where perhaps we should be looking at what strategy is the AG using. I have said that I don't think that we should, what is the word, run with a pace that we can and then breach the rights of persons. But at the same time, should be possible to say we are bringing on board, let's say, private lawyers, maybe spread the cases a little to get the OSP and other entities involved in looking at some of these cases, so that you have many more hands on board to get better results. Indeed, is one of the reasons why I'm excited about the president's call for a specialized court. And my recommendation was that let's not talk about one specialized court, which is what they captured in the manifesto. If you take Kenya, they have as many as 12 specialized anti-corruption courts. And specialized courts are not the same as fast-track courts. With the fast-track court thing we did in Ghana, the fast-track was about mechanization. So they brought in equipment so that the hearings could be recorded, the summary notes could be gotten faster, there were microphones, and so on and so forth. That's like bringing in technology. But with specialized courts, what we are saying is that you need people who understand the anti-corruption terrain, understand that the threshold of evidence in our space ought to be different. It cannot be the same as you use in the criminal cases, in which case then you're going to lose probably almost every anti-corruption case. So you need the investigators trained differently, prosecutors trained differently, and the judges especially, such that then you can run this. And in Kenya, they run it on a daily basis. Like the cases are ahead daily, and they will add weekends if they are about to miss the 6-month threshold. They have a 6-month target for every single case, and they meet that target. So there are things that we need to change in our space if we really are serious about making sure that we can get many of these cases dispensed with, rulings out, and persons held culpable or accountable for things or actions that have been taken against the state.
I see. And let me welcome Franklin Kujo, is the founder president of Imani Africa Policy Think Tank. So good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight.
Abusiafo Adam said no co-chair citizens movement against corruption and I'm saying kind earlier Ote Franklin Kujo of Imani Africa so enka Abusiafo yemfa program ni nyina the big story is that Ofori has been detained in the USA, and of course we are still following, and as and when the updates come, we'll be here to provide all the juice to you guys because we love you, okay? The patch all subscribe by me, we have bell notification icon, leave your comments in the comment section.
Kwajo show so